Yo, what's up guys, my name is NDIFON NTUI. You're welcome to the channel. On this channel I make sewing tutorials. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I know today is Thursday. I have a lot of videos that I want to drop, so I'm going to just try and drop the small ones before, and I'll still drop on Saturday. But in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to make a cuff. That's the cuff for your shirt. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe. Also, if you have seen the video, the two-part video how to make a shirt, please do not see this video because this is just one part taken out of out of one of those videos. So if you've seen the video, my video on how to make a shirt, please do not see this video anymore. Thank you for stopping by. So anyway, I'm going to see you guys later on. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to focus on our cuff. So after doing all we have done with the cuff, the last we're on to the last step of the entire process. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the cuff. So we're measuring from here. As you can see what I'm doing, starting from here, from the very beginning, I'm measuring like so. See that? Opening up the cuff, measuring all the way to the end. So here I have 10.5. right? You're going to make sure that you have the same thing on both sides. If you don't have the same thing, then you have probably run into some problems. Alright, so you can see the same thing on this side too, 10.5 for my cuff. So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to bring out my cloth gum. So we've measured out 10.5. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take a piece of cloth gum like so. We're going to lay it out flat and smooth. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out 10.5. As you can see, I've measured out 10.5. I've made a mark at 10.5. Alright, then I'm going to measure from here to here 2.5. okay, so I'm going to measure out 2.5. Measure out 2.5. Alright, then I'm going to rule a straight line from here to here, okay, marking out the portion, and then I'm going to rule another line from here to here. Okay, now this 2.5 is almost standard for this is what I use for most of the shirts that I'm making. But if I'm making something that is a bit formal, like a white collar, a shirt that's going to be used for formal events like evening parties or weddings or stuff, I use as much as 3 inches for my cuff. But when I'm making something that's going to be a bit casual, like a casual shirt, I make the cuff to be a bit shorter. When I say 3 inches, I'm talking about from here to here. Here to here, it's not determined by the event, it's determined by the distance around the cuff that we measured on the shirt. Okay, so when I say 3 inches, I'm talking about the height. Alright, but since this was something a bit casual, I'm going with 10.5 for this one. Alright, so now when we've marked that out, next thing we're going to do is you're going to get your fabric. As you can see, I have mine here. So I'm going to simply lay this out. Okay, I'm going to take this part here, that's the cuff. I'm going to lay it on top, and then I'm going to press it. Let me straighten out this edge a bit. It's a bit bad. Okay, so I'm going to press this part down. When we're done with securing our cloth gum cuff down to our fabric, you're going to make sure that you have ½ inch from here down. You're going to have ½ inch on this side. You should have ½ inch. All right, so I'm going to trim this side down to ½ inch. So basically you should have ½ inch on the top here and on the side. Okay, so when that has been sorted out, you're going to fold this like so. You see what I just did? You're going to fold your cuff like that, iron from here to here. Alright, you're going to cut it at the bottom. Alright, you see what I'm doing? Now if I open it up, you will see where. So when I open it up like this, you will see where the line that I folded is. Okay, if you look here at the bottom, you will see that line is sitting right at the top of this place here. Alright, so now when I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the bottom part. Okay, so this bottom part here, the down part of the white, I'm going to fold it up like this, and I'm going to iron it. Okay, I'm going to iron from top all the way down Now I'm preparing the cuff. That's the part that we're working on right now. All right, so when we're done with that, I'm going to take this to the machine now. So when we're stitching it, what we're going to do is this: from this edge here, right, from the edge of the fabric that we have at this point, we are going to come up by half an inch. We are going to run a straight line at half an inch from top all the way down to the bottom. All right, so that's what we're going to do on the cuff. So just like I said, you're going to take this part, you see this part here, you're going to flip it over like I have done. You're going to put it into your machine. From the edge here, you're going to leave half an inch, and you're going to stitch see that? So I have stitched from the bottom all the way to the top. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is this. Now watch closely, see what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my cuff like so. I'm going to leave half an inch, and then I'm going to come from where the white is. Watch where my thread lands. Alright, that is what you're going to do. You're going to drop your needle right beside on the edge of where the white is, not on top of the white. You see that? See where my thread is landing. Alright, I hope you can see that clearly. It's landing right beside the edge of the white, not on top of the white. Alright, I'm going to turn it to the other side of the cuff because we've only done one side now. I'm going to turn it to the other side. Okay, I'm going to push it up, making sure that it's flat like so, and then we're going to stitch from the bottom to the top. From the bottom, running my line all the way to the top. All right, so we're going to take this part out so you can see what we have done. We're going to twist it inside out, but before we do that, we're going to need to notch here. See what I've just done there? I'm going to do the same thing here. Alright, and then we're going to turn the whole thing inside out. So we turn here inside out, we're going to turn the other side inside out. Alright, I'm going to use a poker to make sure that we bring out the edge of the cuff. Now this is not the only way that you can make your cuff. There are a lot of different styles on how a cuff can be finished, but this is just a basic flat way that the cuff, sharp with the sharp edge. But there are different types of curves and shapes that your cuff can have. But you've seen what we have, what we're working with. Now I'm going to take this to my iron, and I'm going to press it flat. Then I'm going to come back and attach it to the cuff and show you to the sleeve and show you how that's done. So here with me I have my sleeve. Okay, as you can see, this is the placket. All right, this is the placket area, and this is the rest this is the rest of the sleeve. Okay, so what you're going to do now is this: you're going to take the cuff. This is the cuff that we just made. We're going to attach it to the sleeve like so. So you see what I'm doing now. All right, I want the cuff to turn out and be in front like this at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you see this side, the back side. All right, the back side of my cuff, the part that is longer, I'm going to place the reverse side on top of my sleeve like so. You see that? Keeping them on the same level. I'm going to drop my needle and I'm going to stitch on the part of the cuff that's outside there. I'm going to stitch all the way down. I'm going to make sure that I keep them on the same level. Okay, now you see where my needle is landing. Okay, I hope you can see where my needle is landing. All right, it's at half an inch. So I'm going to make sure that I keep it the same. Make sure that I keep that half inch uniform from the beginning all the way down to the end. You see that? And if you check, the part under too is also the same height with that. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to go around. Now, as you can see, this is the part of my sleeve. This is the inner part of my cuff. You see the cuff, the way we had it before. See where my thread landed. Alright, so that I don't make a mistake. So what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to use this pocket I have in my cuff to cover the rough work that I have in the sleeve. Okay, you see that? So this is the joining, this is the sleeve, this is the sleeve part here, this is the cuff. I'm using the cuff to cover the rough work, tucking the rough work into the cuff and placing that part into my machine so that I will stitch it. Alright, so watch this. So I'm going to plant my sleeve, the excess on my sleeve into the cuff. The joining that was previously made, I'm planting it into the cuff. Right, you can see that there. Okay, look at how it appears on the reverse. All right, so I'm going to now run this all the way down. Alright, so you can see when here is sealed, the down part too has been sealed. Alright, so you can see we have a double line at the bottom of our cuff. Alright, so that the last thing I'm going to do on the cuff is to stitch around the cuff. Alright, now this is stitching around. This is sometimes done for decorative purposes, but it also holds both sides of your cuff firmly together. Okay, that's what I'm doing now. You can see I've stitched. If you are wondering about the gap, 0.3 will be the sweet spot. Okay, 0.3 will be okay. Half an inch always sits a bit too big. Okay, so you guys can see that now we are done with the shirt. This is the cuff that we just finished working on.